Good morning, boys and girls. And it is a wonderful Wednesday. So let's get started with our math lesson. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a check my progress, which you're going to go ahead. We're going to do this together. And then in your packet that your parents have picked up, there is a check my progress test or quiz or assessment. So we'll go ahead, you'll do that and you'll turn that in so Mrs. Swin can give you a beautiful grade. So before we get started, though, let's go ahead and our joke for the day. Well, Mrs. Swin's getting a little hungry, so I chose jokes that are about food today. So let's go ahead. And my first joke is this. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Ha ha ha. How about this one? Waiter, this food tastes kind of funny. Then why aren't you laughing? How about this one? Did you hear the joke about the peanut butter? I'm not telling you. You might spread it. So silly. All right. Enough with the silliness. Let's get down to work. I need you to turn to page 803. 803 in your book. Under the check your progress, it starts out with a simple vocab check. And it says, circle the figure that represent a composite figure. Explain why the others are not composite figures. Well, let's take a look, my friends. Remember yesterday when we talked about a composite figure, it's when you have more than one shape in an area. So if I take a look, I can eliminate this. This is a lovely plain old rectangle that would require just length times width. Ooh, but this one's an odd shape. So I could divide this up into two rectangles. This is a simple rectangle, and this is a simple rectangle. So I'm going to grab my magic pen today, and it says to circle, and I'm going to circle it. Below it says, explain why the other figures are not composite figures. Well, this is a good chance for you to write your writing skills. We're going to go ahead and, if you will, jot down that the other figures are not composite figures because they are made of just one rectangle. So that's what you'll be writing there. If Mrs. Swint would write this, it'd take way too much time. So we're going to go ahead and I'll let you go back to that. Number 2 is circle the formula that can be used to find the area of a rectangle. We remember formulas are very important in math, and a formula for area is simply, right here it is, length times width. Just as a refresher, if we talked about perimeter was the formula where it was side plus side plus side plus side plus side plus side, however many sides. Area, though, is length times width. Down below under our concept check, it says for exercises 3 and 4, refer to the rectangles shown. Here's my rectangle, and I can tell by looking at it, I have 4 units by 6 units in length. It says tile the rectangle to find its area. Draw unit squares on the rectangle. When they're asking you to tile something, they're basically asking you to make an array. So they're saying right now, you should divide this into 4. So if I went ahead and I would make 4 columns, and then I would go ahead in my width, I would make 6 going this way. I always like to divide things in half first, and then I know, okay, over here I'm going to have to make this 3, and there I've got my 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I may have to make this into 3 sections. So there's my tiling. Then they ask the question, the area is. Well, I've got 4 times 6, and I know my multiplication so well that I know 4 times 6 is 24. You could otherwise, to check yourself if you're not totally sure, you could count all of your tiles. all of your units here. Algebra, write a multiplication equation that can be used to find the area without tiling. Hey, guess what? You just did that already. 4 times 6 equals x, the unknown, x equals 24. And because they're not saying meters or anything, we can say square. That's my SQ period units. Let's see if I can fit it. Ooh, it's going to be close. I think I got it. Units. Turn that page. Under on the next page, we have first for algebra, find the area of the rectangle, write a multiplication equation. So it's just what we did in the previous problem. So if I take a look at my rectangle, I have a length of 9 and a width of 2. By the way, I want to point something out. When you see a little square in a corner, it means it's a right angle. It means these are perpendicular. It's at a right angle, 90 degrees. We'll talk more about that at another time. So if I was writing my algebra, my equation here, I can't simply just write the answer of 9 times 2 is 18. Well, that's easy. We all know that. But I have to follow the directions. I have to write an equation. So I need to see 9 times 2 equals x. Whoops, that's a 2, pretend, equals x. And then I need to see x equals 18. All right, this one's going to try these draw tools and see if it's any easier. Find the area of the rectangle. Again, we have our width and our length. Our length is 12. Our width is 8. If I wasn't sure what 12 times 8 would be, I could simply use the distributed property here. Recall the distributed property is when we're saying 10 times 8, and we've got 2 times 8 that we would add to this. We'll see if it's going to let me, oh, it might let me walk this through. And once I solve, we know 10 times 8 was 80. We know 2 times 8 is 16. That purple's very pretty. I'll have to try these different colors. 80 plus 16 is 96. So, and we do have a unit of measurement. It's meters. So we are all set. Problem solving. Number 7, it says Seth painted the figure at the right on his wall. How many square inches of paint did he use? So he created this lovely shape. Ooh, let's do this green color. And we need to figure out the area. Now you could cut this up into 3 pieces. I like to make life easy. I'm going to cut it up into 2 pieces. So I've got this square down here, or it looks like a square to me, and I've got the rectangle above. Let's start with the rectangle above. So I know my length is 9 with a width of 3. So my first rectangle is going to be 9 times 3. Okay. That's the area of my rectangle 1. I need to then add to it rectangle 2, which shows me, oh, well, this is 3 and this is 3. So, well, that's going to be easy. I have a square. 3 times 3. And here we go. We know 9 times 3 is 27. We know 3 times 3 is 9. You need to add the 2 together. Please add them correctly. If you're not sure, you can always do them vertically. There is nothing wrong with vertical. I know 7 plus 9 is 16. 6 would carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, last but not least, don't forget to write your units. This is in inches. So I can put square. Very important. It's not just inches, it's square inches. If you put inches, it means you have done just perimeter. That would also mean it would be incorrect and you would not have the right amount of paint. So make sure you write square. This is when, if I see this on the test, I will have to take half a point off because it's not in the right measurement. Let's take a look at Brain Builders. On Brain Builders, yep, is it not letting me take my pen now? Underneath here, I'm going to let you work on Brain Builders because it is not letting me stop my pen. Well, isn't that funny? So we're going to go ahead on this one. And you finish up, decompose the composite shape in a different way. So you can maybe create this in the 3. And then you're going to go on to your, check your progress test. So you guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.